Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. This is Psycho here with another pickups video. This is In the Wild episode 15, I think. Never thought I'd find enough stuff to have 15 episodes of this series, but I don't have a ton of stuff, just some really good stuff, honestly. And even a few things I found today for relatively cheap. So we're going to get right into it. Try not to make the video super long. But what we're going to do is, I'm not going to show the stuff in the order that I got it in because some stuff is better than other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the stuff that was just given to me. I did a deal with Carlos, who I always do deals with, and when he brought over the item that I purchased, he threw in some extras for no extra charge. And as a matter of fact, hang tight for a second because there is something I forgot to grab. Okay, so that didn't take very long. Good, because I don't really like having a bunch of dead time on my, or dead air on the channel here. But, so I did a deal with him for a rather big item, which I'm going to show very last because it is awesome and I'm glad to have it. And it's getting me one step closer to having the whole set, which I don't know if I ever will, but I'm going to sure try. But anyway, so he threw this stuff in. Now, there's one thing that I don't have because I already gave it to somebody else who needed it. But it was and I already had one, so I didn't need it. But it was the PlayStation box for the PlayStation 3. It was just the box. And it was kind of in rough shape or whatever, but you know, people like to throw their consoles in the empty boxes or whatever. I collect the empty boxes just in case I can ever fill them. But like I said, I already had this particular box, so I gave it away as part of another trade that I did with somebody else. But the stuff that he threw in was just one of the things was this Atari Flashback 5 box. Now, I've never bought one of these. I've never owned it. I'm not even really a huge Atari guy, but you know, he just threw it into the deal, and it's pretty clean. I mean, I know these things aren't really like liked. What I say liked? Are these things liked by actual collectors of the old physical media? I feel like I'm not really a huge fan of these flashback consoles. Now the minis, that's one thing. If they put an Atari Mini out, that'd be one thing. But these flashback ones, I feel like I don't even know. Was this made actually by Atari? I think it was, honestly. So, I mean, there's that going for it. But I don't know. I've never gotten into these except for the more recent minis like the NES and SNES. I really want to get my hands on a TurboGrafx 16 mini. But, man, they're already through the roof. But anyway, this was something that he just threw in. The Atari Flashback 5 classic game console box. And for whatever reason, this is another thing that he threw in. Not really sure why, but it's cool of him to do. He gave me the QuickShot 12 Deluxe Joystick Controller that is compatible with the regular Nintendo. Funny story about this controller that I actually kind of want to bring up. When I was a kid, and here's the controller. It actually still clicks pretty good. I'm sure you guys can hear that. That's crazy. Yeah. But anyway, funny story about this particular controller. This very same model. When I was a kid, I remember the game I was playing through at the time was Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. Yeah, I know. Everybody hates it, but whatever. Okay, so not everybody hates it, but for some reason it catches a lot of hell. And I don't understand why, because I think it was great. I mean, was it different than the original Zelda? Yeah, it was, but I mean, it was still great. I didn't mind the side-scrolling stuff. The palaces were fun. The exploration was fun. Having towns and stuff to explore was fun. Yeah, I don't hate that game. Same thing like with Other M. People don't like Metroid Other M. I thought that game was good too. But anyway, getting off track. Zelda 2. I was playing through Zelda 2 as a kid, and our NES controller broke. And I sent my brother out to, I think he went to the store with my mom, And I was like, hey, get a controller. We need a controller. Have mom buy us a controller for the Nintendo. They didn't cost much. I mean, I don't remember what they retailed for back then, but they weren't enough to where my mother said no. Not like nowadays where controllers like $70. So here I am waiting because I can't play my game. I don't have a controller. And my brother comes back with this. And I remember thinking in my head, like, what in the actual heck, but not that word. I just got try to keep it friendly on here. What the hell is this? And I wanted to play Zelda, so I plugged it in, and I could not, for the life of me, control Zelda with this. But you know what? I persevered, and after a while, I got used. Not only did I get used to the controller, but I actually got good with it, and I think this is the controller that I actually beat Zelda 2 with. Yeah, not gonna lie, it did take a little while to get used to, but once I got used to it, it was fine. I didn't even mind using it. I think I actually preferred it. But anyway, that's just a little funny story from when I was a kid. This is not the same one, obviously. But yeah, Carlos just threw this in. Controllers in there. QuickShot 12 deluxe joystick controller. So that's cool to have. I mean, even if for nothing else other than that one Zelda 2 memory that I have actually owning this as a child. He also threw this in. Now, he knows I like Nintendo Powers or just video game magazines in general. So he had two things that he just threw in. And one was the strategy guide to Counter-Strike. Now, I do read old strategy guides. I read old video game magazines. I mean, this would probably be like one of the last ones I grab to read. But that doesn't mean I won't. You know what I mean? I'll still read it. I get enjoyment out of reading these old game magazines for whatever reason. And like I said, he threw it in for free. So, the Counter-Strike strategy guide. And this was what he told me. He says, I have one Nintendo Power laying around and you can just have it. And it is this one. There's WCW versus NW on the cover. Which has recently, maybe not so recently, but recently to me, because I didn't know, seems to have gone way up. These wrestling games are, everything just seems to be spiking in game collecting now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I remember WCW NWO wasn't an expensive game, and now I'm hearing that the price has actually gone up. But yeah, he threw this in for free. WCW versus NWO. I'm not sure what volume this is. I mean, I can check it out because sometimes that's important to people. Now, me personally, I get the old Nintendo Powers or Game Pros or whatever else there are. Not because I think, oh, that one issue might be worth something and I want to sell it. Like I said, I actually read them. And I like collecting them, and I like going back through them because I looked at them as a kid. And one of the other pickups I have involves a lot of them. And I'm going to show you. Obviously, I can't show you every issue, but I'll show you some of the highlights. But like going back through them and seeing strategies for games that are way out of my price range now. Like there was a Hagane. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Hagane for the Super Nintendo strategy guide in one of them. Panic Restaurant had a walkthrough in one of them, and it was just like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I think Aero Fighters was in one of them. I'm pretty sure Aero Fighters is a high dollar SNES game. Not 100% on that, but Aero Fighters seems like one that I remember being pricey. If you know the answer to that, leave a comment and let me know. But I think it'd be fun to do the posters because the poster is in here. And this poster is for Wario Land 2. So that's cool. And no, I'll tell you I'll tell you what my plans are for some of these posters when I get to that other pickup. But for now, the poster will stay in there. But yeah, thanks Carlos for this magazine for free. The controller, the Atari Flashback box, the PS3 box, and the QuickShot 12. And I also have one more item from him, and it's the big item, and I'm going to get to that here in a little bit. So, the next thing I'm going to show is something that I made a video about last night. But because it is a recent pickup, I'm also going to put it in my pickups video. I did an unboxing of this game last night. It is Super Blood Hockey for the Nintendo Switch by Premium Edition Games. Update on that. I sent my information as I was supposed to, and the link to the video. And one of the employees, Barry, premium edition, emailed me back, said the video was good. Thanks for the support. Appreciate the kind words. And as we put you on the spreadsheet, and when we send out the next batch of patches, yours will be in that. So yeah, guys, I did earn the unboxing patch. I don't know why I said badge. The unboxing patch for doing the unboxing on the premium edition release. And I'm going to have another little short video probably during the week when Pigeon Dev Games collection comes in, also from Premium Games. That's their number 2 release. And I'm going to unbox all of the, like I said in yesterday's video, I'm going to unbox all of this stuff as it comes in the mail. But today, I actually threw this in, and it's a blast. It really is. Old school, like ice hockey for the NES. I was going to say Blades of Steel, but not quite. I'm thinking more along the lines of ice hockey. Simple controls, fun, the music. I'll tell you what, that's another thing, Premium Edition. Barry or anyone else who may work there, if you guys are watching this video, if you see this video, all 4 of the titles that you guys have released so far, I've noticed that the music in those games is phenomenal. I like chiptunes, and so far everything I've heard in all the videos and trailers and stuff like that, the music has just been so good. And Super Blood Hockey is no exception. I played this today. I got my ass whooped. I think I lost 10-2. I only played one game. It was exhibition, and it was my first time ever playing. But it's a blast. I like this game. I remember in between the second and third period when my players were trying to leave the ice, one of the players kind of lagged behind. So when the Zamboni came out, like, the guy didn't make it back to the locker room until a few minutes later because he continuously got hit by the Zamboni over and over. And yeah, this is a lot of fun, a lot of crazy fun. I might get my daughter to play this game with me because I feel like this game would be single player is a blast. I loved it, but I feel like multiplayer with somebody on the couch next to you would be even more fun. But yes, guys, again, I know I've been sounding like a Premium Edition Games commercial here lately, but their stuff is quality stuff. Packaging is great, and the games are great too. Can't wait for that Pigeon Devs with Awesome P1 and 2, Bucket Night, I think it is, and Exploding Jake. And all 4 of those games, really simplistic, but fun. And that's the whole idea behind games. Like, I don't care if you're top-notch, state-of-the-art, ray tracing, 4K graphics. Like, if your game is fun, it could look like a Game Boy game. And I think Awesome P2 does absolutely that. But I saw gameplay and it looks awesome. So, anyway, I got that in the mail last week. Super Blood Hockey from Premium Edition. Love it. I really do. It's fun. And I think they said they're down to 130 copies of that left for sale. So if you're even mildly interested, check it out before it's gone. It's a lot of fun, and you will not regret it. It's really fun. Anyway, moving along. Here's a couple of things I picked up yesterday at half price. 2 of them were from half price books. One of them was from Vintage Stock. Here's a game I bought at Vintage Stock. I had never heard of the game before, and it's uncommon, and it wasn't expensive, so I picked it up. I'm just trying to peel the sticker off, but I guess what a stupid time to try to do that. I'm not going to be able to right now. But it is a copy. When I looked this up, and the game got terrible reviews, and everybody said it's terrible. But like I said, it's an uncommon game that I've never seen before, and I'd never heard of it. And I picked it up to add to the collection, and it's made by Konami, so that was interesting also. It was a copy of Crime Life Gang War. I believe that's the name of it. Gang Wars, yes. Crime Life Gang Wars for the original Xbox. I'd never heard of this game. It still has the reseal. I just got it yesterday. Just nothing crazy, just a cool little piece to add to the collection. If you guys have, anyone watching this has ever experienced that game, let me know what you thought of it. I don't know, I like cheesy, crappy, low budget. Sometimes those games can be a lot of fun too. I mean, for example, look at the original Deadly Premonition, which everyone was like, how is this like one of the worst games I've ever played, but also very awesome at the same time? I love Deadly Premonition. I have the sequel on the Switch, which I have played and is just as wacky and crazy and awesome, but I have not finished that yet. I need to get back to it though. But yeah, that's another thing. Deadly Premonition. If you guys have never tried those, you need to. But anyway, that's the game that we were talking about initially. Crime Life Gang Wars for the original Xbox. And these are the ones that I picked up from Half Price Books. This one I already had for I had this for the Dreamcast, but I saw it at Half Price Books for relatively cheap, and I picked it up because I didn't have it for this console. And it's another franchise that I really love a lot, but it is a copy of Resident Evil Code Veronica X. And I guess technically I don't have this for this Dreamcast because that's just the regular Code Veronica. This is Code Veronica X. It had the additional stuff. And it is complete. The manual is actually in pretty good shape. And it even had both discs, which I forget what this is. This is a Devil May Cry demo CD. So those are both in there. Cheap price, so I picked up Resident Evil Code Veronica X for the PS2. And then the other thing, which was also relatively cheap, was not a game, but a book. And I tend to find a lot of really cool books / strategy guides at Half Price Books for cheap. So I picked them up as I find them because I like strategy guides. But this one was relatively cheap, and I didn't already have it. And yeah, so I grabbed it. It is the strategy guide for Super Mario Galaxy. And just the cover. You know what I mean? Just the cover. It's just awesome. And then even the back cover of, I believe that's Paulina. What's her name? Paulina? I think that's her name. But anyway, yeah, Super Mario. And this right here, that's the receipt. The lady stuck the receipt in there, so I don't need that anymore. It was just still in there. And a fun, awesome thing about this too is that the poster is still in there. It's never been ripped out of the magazine, and I kind of want to rip it out of the magazine to see it, but I probably won't. And what you saw fall out was just the back slip that they usually had stuck behind the shrink wrap when these were shrink wrapped. So whoever bought this and opened it just stuck that back page in the actual thing. So it does have everything. And like I said, for a cheap price, and this is a really dope game. I actually recently got this. If you watch my pickup videos regularly, you will have seen that I got Mario Galaxy in a giant Wii lot where the lady charged me $1 a game. So I just picked up Mario Galaxy for the Wii for $1 a couple weeks ago. Very cool to have. I'm excited to have it. I like the cover. Mario. You know what I mean? Super Mario Galaxy strategy guide. Dope. Okay, and then today's pickup, which I'm really surprised nobody jumped on. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's a small PS1 lot. I don't know how many games are. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 PlayStation 1 games. The lady was asking $20 for them. Nothing crazy rare, nothing valuable, but definitely worth $20. And it said that it had been on the Facebook Marketplace for about 12 hours by the time I had messaged her this morning. And she said there was people in line ahead of me. And then she says, if I don't get rid of them by noon, I'll contact you. So a little after noon, it's probably 12:30. I said, hey, are those still available? She said, yeah, they are. They're yours if you want them. Okay. She also had a copy of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the original Game Boy, which I passed on. I have it for the Switch, and yeah, I guess I would like to have it, but I passed on it this time. Who knows? Maybe I'll hit them up in a few weeks or whatever and pick that up. But they also had a copy of a game called Shifters for the PS2, which I have never heard of. It's worth not even $10, but it's kind of uncommon. Like I said, I've never heard of it, and I passed on that too because she was asking $15 for that, and I looked it up and it's only worth about $8.50, maybe closer to $9. But yeah, not gonna pay $15, which was kind of weird. That she was asking the prices for that at $15, and then the Zelda she was wanting $25 for, which is about what it's worth loose. So. But then the 10 PlayStation games, she wanted $20 for all of them. And crazy thing is when they showed up to the dealer, her husband got out And when I handed him the 20, he handed me a 10 back. And I said, we agreed on 20 for these. And he thanked me for being honest about it. And I gave him the 20. And then I even cracked a joke about, I was like, well, if I had kept that 10, I might have been able to buy the other stuff from you. But, but I gave him the 20. So that's what we agreed on. And he was happy that I was honest about it. And it worked out. And like I said, there's nothing crazy here, nothing super valuable, but $20 for 10 original PS1 games, and 0 of them are sports titles, you know, just to add to the collection, to build up the PS1 collection is pretty cool. And only one of them did not have the, and they, you know, they told me that these games were scratched up. Not so much scratched up as, like, played. It just looks like they have a few of them have some scratches on them, but most of them just look like, you know, a little foggy. Like, if I just cleaned them up, they'd be fine. But only one of them came with no instruction manual. The original case and the disc, but no instruction manual. And I'm going to get into these right now. Here's Battle Stations, PlayStation 1. I don't like incomplete games, but like I said, it was in there. And $20 for all these, so. Battle Stations. Next up is a game called Grudge Warriors. I've never even heard of this game. So like I said, well, not like I said that with the other game. But, you know, I feel like a few of these are a little uncommon. They're not worth a whole lot, but like Grudge Warriors, I've never heard of this game. And all of these are Black Label, too. Not that that makes a difference with these games that are worth, like, barely anything, but like I said, just some non-sports PS1 games to add to the collection. Especially ones I've never heard of. You know what I mean? So I'm down for that. I'll call that a win. And then this one, I did not show, but obviously the manual's in there, so that means that it's complete. There's the disc for Grudge Warriors. And the next one was Command and Conquer Red Alert. There were 2 in here that were worth $20 a piece, and I think this might have been one of them. So, I mean, even still, I still came up. Not that I plan on moving these or anything. I mean, I don't have any kind of real nostalgic hold on any of these, so if somebody wanted one and wanted to trade or whatever, or even buy one, I would probably do that. But I didn't do that to come up. I did that just to add some more PS1 games to my collection, because I think out of everything, every system I have games for, I think the PS1 and the Dreamcast are the ones that have the least amount of games. So I added these games today. Command & Conquer Red Alert, and it's in there. The manual's in good shape. There's the first disc, and the second disc is also in there. So cool to have, even though I don't play real-time strategy games. And then the next one, this game is also not worth a whole lot. Popular franchise, at least it was back in the day, but it is a copy of Siphon Filter 2. And yes, again, this is complete. Manual's in good shape. Both of the discs are in there, so that was cool. Next one, I think this one might have been $10 when I looked it up, but it's a copy of Duke Nukem Time to Kill. I've never played this one. Honestly, the only one I've ever played through and finished was Duke Nukem Forever, and that's another game. Like I've been coming out with all these games that I've been saying that everybody like hates, like Other M, and then the one that I showed before. I didn't show it before. I would talk about the controller with the Zelda 2. Everybody has like a big problem with that. And then Duke Nukem Forever was like, everybody was like, I mean, I get it. It was only okay for as long as it was in development. I think the game was like talked about for 12 years before it finally came out. But again, I didn't hate it. It was mediocre at best. Maybe a 5 or a 6 overall. But I didn't hate it, and I played through the whole thing, and I thought it was kind of good. So I got this was in the lot. So whatever, I'm happy to have it. Duke Nukem Time to Kill. And the disc is in there. Then somebody in this, these cases are a little rough, and this manual looks rough, but it's okay. But somebody liked the Strike series because there's 2 of them in this lot. Here's a copy of Soviet Strike. Like I said, the manual is a little a little rough on the front cover, at least anyway, because the case is broke, but the disc is in there. And what are they even advertising? The Need for Speed 2. Oh wow, we're going way back. There's a lot of Need for Speeds now. Nuclear Strike. That's in there. Everything's good. Everything's good to go. Just PS1 stuff. I thought this would probably be worth more than it was, and it's not. But it's cool to have because I think it's the first one, at least maybe for consoles. But it's a copy of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Tactical, explosive action, real life strategy. Not my cup of tea, but I think it's cool to have the first Rainbow Six. And then this game I actually had growing up. I bought it when it was new, and this franchise is the franchise that got me into first-person shooters. Everybody was all about Doom and blah, 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 and this and that, and it took me forever. I was never really a fan of first-person shooters until I gave this a try. And I bet if I went back to it today, it'd be a thing of like, wow, this is awful. But back then, I loved it, and I bought the sequel, and I have not played all of them because there's a ton of them now, but I played a good majority of them, and that franchise is Medal of Honor, the very first Medal of Honor. I played the shit out of this game when it first came out. I liked it a lot, and I liked the sequel too. I can't remember what the subtitle of the sequel was, but I played both of them to completion, and this is a great game. I don't know about today, but back then, this was a great game. And this is the game that caught my eye first in the lot because it's an RPG. And this was the other one that was worth $20. I don't know much about this franchise. I don't know if it's fun or whatever, but it was in there and it's worth $20. And I paid $20 for all of these, so it is a copy of Myst for the original PlayStation. And yeah, guys, I mean, all these PS1 games I just showed for $20, I mean, nothing crazy, nothing valuable, nothing super rare, hard to come by. But for $20, I feel like that was a good deal. And I would like to know your opinion. Do you think that was a good deal? Would you have paid the $20 for those 10 PS1 games? Because I feel like it's kind of a no-brainer, you know? Especially since that Myst and I what was the other one? And the Command and Conquer, I think. Those were worth $20 a piece. So, I feel like that's a good deal. Okay, this next lot, I'm not even going to be able to show you everything, and I'm not even going to be able to lift most of it because it is very heavy. But there was a guy, like I mentioned earlier, I like old video game magazines. There was a guy that posted a lot of 141 old school game magazines on his, on Facebook Marketplace. And he was asking $300 for them. I did not pay $300. I traded, and traded only, no cash out of pocket. But what I traded was my second copy of Donkey Kong Country box cart and manual, and the 9 N64 carts that I showed in the other video a few weeks ago. Yes, I know I got rid of Banjo-Kazooie and both Zeldas and blah blah blah, but I really, really like the old game magazines, and I don't even have an N64 as of right now, and I feel like those N64 games, while yeah, they're up there, they're getting up there in price, but I feel like they're a little easier to find. I mean, I could go, online or just even search around here and find both, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time and, Diddy Kong Racing and the stuff that I traded easier than it would be for me to find 141 old school game magazines. You know what I mean? There is a piece of hair hanging off of me. I'm just not seeing it. I got it. I'm not going to be able to lift all these, but I'm going to go through some of the ones that are my favorites. Some of the ones that stood out to me. Some of these are rough. Some are missing covers. Some are in awesome condition. Obviously, like I said, I have 141 magazines here, and they range from video games and computer entertainments to Sega Visions to Nintendo Powers. Mostly Nintendo Powers, which I was happy with. A couple of Game Pros, like there's 4 Game Pros in there, a bunch of Electronic Gaming Monthlies, and a bunch of EGM2s. So this is exactly the kind of thing that I've been looking for, and I've had it since last Monday, and I've looked through quite a few of these, but I still have so many to go through. But I'm going to take the camera off here real quick and just show you guys the tote. That's right there. Let me see if I can flip it around. It is heavy. But yeah, guys, check it out. There's, like I said, there's player strategy guides to Nintendo games is in here. Here's the Sega Visions, and then a couple. Look, there's the Nintendo Powers. These things are clean. And now that's what I was talking about earlier too. You see the Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Super Street Fighter 2, and yes, there are doubles of a few of these in here. And that's there's doubles of this one, which I believe this is the Mega Man X cover. Yes, I have doubles of this. I have doubles of a bunch of these. But yeah, that whole tote is stuffed full of amazing video game magazines from my childhood. And somebody kind of gave me a little flack. Wow, old person word. Somebody gave me hell for trading the N64 stuff and the Donkey Kong cart for this lot. And I said, look, to me, not everybody, just me personally, these magazines are almost more nostalgic than most games for me, and I'm going to explain why. When I was a kid growing up, I had a Super Nintendo, I had an NES, and eventually a Sega Genesis, but I did not have every game. I did not have a 3DO, I did not have a Jaguar, I did not have a TurboGrafx, I did not have a Turbo Express, a CD, a Game Gear, a Lynx, I did not have those. But I did buy each and every one of these game magazines. Not each and every one. I wasn't buying Sega Visions, and I wasn't buying computer games, or video games, computer entertainment. My three were Nintendo Power, which I had a subscription to, GamePro every month, and EGM2, which I guess that's four, but EGM and EGM2 are kind of the same magazine. They just came out every 2 weeks instead of once a month. But I bought all of those. So going through most of these magazines for me is like, man, I've looked at all of these magazines before. I had them all when I was a kid. So it's more nostalgic for me. I sit here and look through these, and I'm just like, whoa, I remember this. And even the old ads, all the old features that I remember that I didn't remember until I looked through this again. So, yeah, the 9 N64 games in the Donkey Kong Country, it's like, I still think I got the better end of the deal. And some of the condition of these magazines, it's like I said, the guy was asking $300, but he said he didn't want to go through each individual magazine. There's 141 of them. So he knew that they were probably worth more than $300, and I'm guessing that it's a sure bet that they are. So I feel like I got the better end of the deal, especially just because I enjoy these magazines a ton. And like I said, I pulled out a couple. Actually, there's quite a stack here, but I pulled out some to show. Like there's the couple that I was talking. I mean, there's more than this that have no covers, but I did grab out a few that have no covers. But the cool thing is some of these Nintendo Powers that don't have the covers, I actually already have back in the collection over. I know I'm pointing at the stove, but behind that is a living room where the shelf is, where the magazines are. But a lot of these Nintendo Powers that I got in this lot that don't have covers, I actually have the issue that does have the cover. And that brings me to the poster thing that I mentioned earlier. Even the doubles that came in here, some of the posters, like there's a badass Super Metroid poster, and some other really cool ones. The posters with the magazines with no cover, since that's really not a selling point for these things, I would feel more comfortable ripping these posters out of the magazine, since nobody wants a Nintendo Power that doesn't have the poster. And as you see there, that was the cover. And as you saw there, that was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Manhattan Project. There's a Jurassic Park. I'd be less inclined to hang that one up. And I'm not gonna show every poster, but maybe just the ones with the no cover. There's Primal Rage. I think that'd be cool to hang up. And what's this? Oh, this is the one that was ripped. But this is also the one. It was a Metal Storm poster, but this is also one of the issues that I actually have the cover on, and on it still, and it is the one that has Metal Storm on the cover. And then a few of the other ones that I pulled out that I thought would be enjoyable to see on the video, and in great condition, is the Nintendo Power with Super Metroid on the cover. the Nintendo Power with Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on the cover. And that's another thing, is these are all intact with the posters. And then, I don't know if you guys, any long-time Nintendo Power fans out there, remember the Power Challenge trading cards. All of these still have all the cards in them also. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So I have a ton of those also in these. The infamous Virtual Boy, I have that on the cover, that I think only has 15 releases. Man, we're pushing almost 40 minutes here, and I still have the big item to show. The Secret of Mana issue. And I pulled this one out because I believe this is the oldest issue in here, and it is in rough shape, but it's cool. It's cool to have still anyway. It is the Nintendo Power from, I think this was February of what was it? May, June of 1989. I was 9 years old when this issue came out, and it has the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES on the cover. Yeah, I believe that is the oldest Nintendo Power I now own. And then I grabbed out some of these because they were, just not Nintendo Powers. But here's the Electronic Gaming Monthly with Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the cover. That's pretty dope, I think. And then a couple of fun bonuses. Oh, here's the one with Donkey Kong Country. And this one had like a cover on the cover. And this one's in really good shape too, but this is the one that had the Yoshi's Island on the cover. And then the other cool thing that I thought were they had a bunch of the old school, like Nintendo strategy guides in here. And I imagine that some of these, I mean, they're not in the best shape, but I imagine that some of these go for a few dollars nowadays. But I got this, the Super Mario Brothers 3 strategy guide, the 4-player extra. There's also the Ninja Gaiden 2 strategy guide in here, but it's missing the cover. And then also another one of the strategy guides that are in the vein of this one, also missing the cover. But this is the Game Boy Player's Guide. I'm sure for all you old school Nintendo fans, I'm sure you guys remember all of these. Top secret strategies, passwords. Top secret passwords. The Super Game Boy one that they came out with, which is the thinnest of all of them. But yeah, it's still cool to have. And then the Super NES Player's Guide, which I'm going to look through. This has a lot of games in here. But yeah, guys, I mean, this is just super cool to have, I think. And I'm not hating this lot. I'm really not. I like it. I still have a ton of these magazines to go through. And hopefully with the magazines with no covers and then the doubles, I'll be able to hang some dope-ass posters on my wall. And now that we're pushing 40 minutes, I'm going to show you the big item real quick, and then we're going to end the video. This is also from Carlos, and I seem to say this every video. It's another Nintendo. Except this one is one that's kind of hard to acquire. And that is the Nintendo Deluxe Set. Yes. I mentioned to you guys that he had leads on a few of these consoles. And he pulled through with the most expensive one, I think, out of the normal 7 or 8 variants that there are. But yeah, it's the Deluxe Set. And I am going to open it just to let you guys check it out. I'm going to set it on here. And bear with me while I take it out of the box. Yes, I know it looks like I'm dumping it out, and I kind of am, but it's not being cooperative. So, I'm not hurting it by any stretch. But yeah, I'm super stoked to have this. It is legit not there. It goes. It's coming out. I think I heard a cracking noise, but have no fear. I don't think we heard anything, so we're good. But boy, was that a struggle. Okay. I know most of you watching this are like, be careful with that thing. Well, it does have the foam. Wow, what a chore. And, hey guys, I'm going to grab the camera again one more time. One more time for this. Because it's a little easier. But as you can see, it has all the instructions. All the instructions and stuff like that still in the packaging. And then there's the Nintendo. There's the 2 games. People say these games, that this is not complete because these games came with the boxes, but just that little space for the games leads me to believe that they did not come with the boxes. If you know whether or not the games that came with this set were supposed to have the boxes, please let me know in the comments. But there's the gun in there, the controllers, and I'm not going to pull him out because it's kind of a bitch to get him back in there, but there he is, Rob the Robot. So yeah, guys, I got my hands on the deluxe set, and that's going to be it for this week's video. I think I have a few more things in the works as far as pickups. Nothing crazy. Some PS3 games, maybe an original Xbox or 2, some 360 titles, unless something else crazy comes along or I find something on Marketplace. But again, guys, if you are here this long, 41 minutes, this is the longest video I think I've had in a while, because I rambled a lot. But if you're not currently a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you know when I post a video. Like, thumbs up, all that other kind of stuff. And again, check out Premium Edition. Or, you know, check out any of those, the limited release companies, because they're all doing really good stuff. Premium Edition is fast becoming my favorite. I like the challenge cards, and I like the fact that they interact with their fans. Like I said, I spoke with Barry a few times today, and my unboxing patch is on the way. Guys, hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed talking about all this really fun stuff and these magazines and this deluxe set. The NES Deluxe Set, guys. You don't come across those all the time. So now I'm up to 5 complete in-box NES systems. 3 action sets, the power set, the deluxe set. I think I need a challenge set, a top loader, a sports set. I don't know. Whatever ones I'm missing, guys, leave in the comments below so I know exactly what I need. But again, thanks for checking it out and do all the necessary stuff. And until next time, I don't have a catchy phrase, but I have been saying this at the end of every video. So I go out.